and welcome to Unstoppable, GWTV's home for sports. I'm Alex Ashley.
And I'm Brittany LaVecchia.
We are back and better than ever here on Unstoppable. We have a lot of new faces in the studio with us that are eager to report on GW and professional sports.
As usual, Unstoppable will start with a quick rundown of how GW's teams are performing. Then we will get into some NFL analysis with Shannen and Spencer. After that, we will dive into top plays with Rami and Isa. And last but not least, we will end with Unstoppable's traditional hot takes with Sophia, Yasser, and Summer. Now that you know our rundown, let's get into GW Sports Rundown.
The GW men's golf season is in full swing, and the team is looking strong. In both tournaments so far this year, the team has come home in impressive third place. In the first tournament of the season, the team was propelled by a record-breaking performance by senior Jacob Horinda. Horinda set a program record for his score of 202 on 54 holes, breaking the previous mark by 10 strokes. Horinda finished second overall in the tournament. In the second tournament, it was newcomer Rodrigo Barahona who led the team, tying for 6th place overall in the individual standings.
The GW women's volleyball team recently won 3 straight sets to earn a 5-set victory at George Mason on October 4th, ending with a final score of 3-2. Brittany Myers led this attack with 19 kills with a .417 hitting percentage. MC Debeniak also had 14 kills. Salem Johannes and Liv Womble also added 11 kills each to an offensive which tallied to 64 kills. The team is currently 9-9 overall this season, which is already a dramatic improvement over their 2-25 campaign from last year.
NCAA swimming has begun, and the GW men's and women's teams competed in a meet against Virginia Tech last Saturday. Both teams would end up losing. However, both teams lost this same meet to the Hokies last year and still went on to take the A10 championship honors. Both teams will travel to Old Dominion on October 8th for a meet that they both won last year. Men's swimmer Carol Malinarchik had a great showing against the Hokies, posting a time of 49.36 seconds in the 100-meter backstroke, one of the fastest times in the country so far this season.
GW men's soccer recently won against James Madison University 3-0 on September 28th. Elias Norris scored the game-winning goal just 47 seconds into the second half. Goalkeeper Justin Grady denied all 9 corners and 19 shots by JMU, including a late penalty kick in the 83rd minute. The team came up short in a game against Duquesne this past week on October 1st, falling 2-1. GW has dropped to 1-2 in conference play.
The men's water polo team continues on a roll, currently on a 13-game winning streak since the opening season loss to Princeton. An overtime win against the number 18 ranked St. Francis Brooklyn was one of the team's best performances and definitely one of the reasons why the team is currently ranked number 19 in the country. The team's next challenges will come in the form of Bucknell and Fordham. Bucknell is just outside of the nation's top 20 and Fordham is ranked 18th, 1 spot ahead of GW. Fordham also leads the Mid-Atlantic Water Polo Conference 1 point ahead of GW in second.
And that's it for the rundown. On to NFL analysis.
Welcome to NFL Analysis. I'm Spencer.
And I'm Shannon.
If there is one player on a new team who has been a huge underperformer, it has to be Broncos QB Russell Wilson. Expectations coming into the season were high for the Broncos and their new QB. While they are playing sub-500 football, they haven't felt as dominant as the expectations had them, barely beating the Texans and the 49ers. Another new QB in a new place, Baker Mayfield has been failing to live up to expectations. When the Panthers brought in the former first overall pick, expectations were that they would be competitive. They've been anything but competitive. Besides for an 8-point win against the Saints, they have lost to the Browns, the Giants, and the Cardinals. Staying in the same division, our final underperformer so far is the Saints. The Saints are without big pieces in Kamara and Thomas, and on top of that have had poor QB play. Not the winning combination the Saints are looking for.
Though there are many teams underperforming, there are 2 teams that have outshined their expectations. Opening against former Seahawks superstar Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos, Geno Smith had 2 touchdowns and an 82% completion rate. His accuracy has continued, and his average completion rate is 77%, which is impressive for his first time in the spotlight in years. The Seahawks have impressed, despite their preseason ranking. Another team that has been impressive is the Lions. After a 13-1 season, they are starting to turn their culture around. Despite their 1-3 record, they are looking significantly better. Goff has improved, and the combination of Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift has led them to lead the league in points scored. The number 2 overall pick, Aiden Hutchinson, is looking great, and hopefully he can follow the defense with that.
Who would have guessed that the Eagles are the last undefeated team in the NFL this season? I wouldn't have. They have been playing at a high level, led by QB Jalen Hurts and new wide receiver A.J. Brown. Their connection this year has been electric and has led to 25 receptions for a total of 404 yards. Followed up by 356 yards from running back Myles Garrett, they have the combination to fight for the division title in a competitive NFC East. In an expected move, the Steelers have transitioned from mediocre QB Mitch Trubisky to rookie Kenny Pickett. Trubisky was off to a rough start to the season, leading the Steelers to go with the rookie for the time being.
The offseason for the 49ers was a time for finding their starting quarterback. After having Garoppolo start for 5 years, Kyle Shanahan decided that backup Trey Lance would start for this season. Unfortunately, Lance suffered a season-ending ankle injury in Week 2's game, pushing Garoppolo back into the starting position. Another shock to the season has been the standout team, the Dolphins. After the blockbuster trade between the Chiefs and Dolphins, the Dolphins acquired Tyreek Hill, nicknamed the Cheetah for his incredible speed. Tua now has 2 weapons on offense, which has served to show that speed kills, as they are currently first in the AFC East.
Hopefully the Dolphins can keep their momentum going, even with Tua's concussion, which has been a controversial topic around the sports world.
Tua was hit in the second quarter of the Bills game in Week 3, resulting in him stumbling to get up and walk. He went in for concussion protocol, but then came back in to win the game. Many people were concerned that his injury was mishandled, yet the Dolphins still let him play in the Thursday night game. Tua was thrown down and was not able to get up. He was taken on a stretcher to the hospital for a head and neck injury.
This has raised many opinions from doctors, fans, and even Congress on the mistreatment of his concussion. A third-party doctor has already been fired, and it will be interesting to see how many follow.
Another injury is Patriots quarterback Mac Jones suffered a high ankle sprain at the end of Week 3's game against the Ravens. Thankfully, his injury will not need surgery, but his timeline is still questionable. Backup Hoyer was hurt early in Week 4's game, leaving third-string quarterback Zappe to play against Green Bay. The quarterback situation is still in question and is being evaluated on a day-by-day basis.
Back in Week 1 of the season, Dak Prescott took 2 hits to the hand that led to a broken bone in his left hand, requiring surgery. 4 weeks later, Dak is scheduled to meet with the doctors to determine how the rest of the rehab will go and when he can return. In his absence, Cooper Rush has led the Cowboys to a 3-1 record since then, creating some drama over what happens when Dak is healthy and returns.
My predictions for the next 4 Sunday night games are Ravens over the Bengals, Eagles over the Cowboys, Dolphins over the Steelers, and Bills over the Packers.
And my predictions for the next 4 Sunday night games are the Bengals over Ravens, Eagles over Cowboys, Steelers over Dolphins, and the Bills over Green Bay.
Thanks for watching NFL Analysis.
Thanks, Shannen and Spencer, for that NFL analysis, although I do hope you're wrong about the Bills beating my Packers. Let's send it to Isa and Rami for the top 10 plays this month.
Hey everyone, welcome to Top Plays of the Week. I'm Isa Sananis.
And I'm Rami and Isa Jr.
We've had some crazy sports moments recently, from breaking records to one-handed catches.
Let's jump into this week's top 10 plays. At number 10, the Jets face the Steelers in a nail-biter, and Zach Wilson gets the receiving touchdown on this trick play and then hits the gritty after. They ended up coming back and winning the game 24-20. And wow, look at that pass right to Zach Wilson. And watch this gritty celebration. Oh my goodness. The pass from his former college teammate.
Coming in at number 9, we have Atlanta United in the 81st minute, down 1. Joseph Martinez hits a bicycle kick. He puts it in the top left corner, a great placement to tie the game. A really impressive score by Martinez.
Truly a work of art here as they cross it over, put it in the top left corner. Can't ask for anything different. Atlanta United looking great. At number 8, Liberty faces Old Dominion, and the quarterback Charlie Brewer scrambles to the right and launches it to Javion Lofton with the insane one-handed catch. Look at that, folks.
It's really impressive.
Let's see that one more time. An absolute streak, goes over the top of the defender, hauls it in.
Coming in at number 7, we have the Bills versus Ravens game, and it did not disappoint. We have Lamar Jackson impressively escaping, leading to Devin DuVernay almost fumbling and miraculously catching an against all odds.
And Isa, I think he tried to throw that to Mark Andrews at first, which is even crazier. At number 6, NHL preseason began, and coming in at number 6 is Nick Suzuki, getting the nutmeg, getting past another defender, and then finishing with the beautiful assist to his teammate. The Canadians look really good at the start of the season so far.
Impressive for preseason. Coming in at number 5, we have Albert Pujols, who just keeps on making MLB history as he became the 4th member of the 700th home run club after hitting his 699th and 700th home run in September. He joins Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, and Barry Bonds in the 700 club. These 2 homers are our number 5.
And truly, just a milestone in baseball history. Such an elite club.
Look how
Exclusive
happy
players.
he is.
All of St. Louis is going nuts for that game. At number 4, the Chiefs continue to dominate the NFL, and it's all thanks to this man. Patrick Mahomes scrambles around the defense, does a little spin move, and the jump pass to his running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire for the touchdown. I mean, this guy is just making play after play.
Really, it's so impressive.
The magic he puts on the field,
Look at that.
unforgettable.
And for number 3, we have Roger Federer, who announced his retirement in September, leaving after the Laver Cup. During his last game, he left us with an amazing play in which he managed to get the ball through a hole in the net, showing off his skill yet again. He comes in at number 3. Look at that.
That hole is unbelievably small.
It's really, just impressive.
So impressive. The exact size of the tennis ball. At number 2, a nominee for NFL Catch of the Year as George Pickens snags it over 2 Browns defenders. Just stayed in bounds as well with his footwork. I mean, he lays back. Unbelievable catch there.
It's crazy.
And the throw by Trubisky, too, looking good.
And finally, at the top spot, number 1, Aaron Judge makes history, hitting 62 home runs this season, breaking the record for American League single-season home runs. The Yankees fans went wild, and understandably so.
That baseball is going to be sold for probably thousands of dollars. Huge value. And so that wraps up our top 10 plays for today's show.
Congrats to Aaron Judge for his record-breaking 60-second home run. Now let's send it over to Hot Takes.
Hello Unstoppable fans, welcome to Hot Takes, where I will ask questions to our wonderful newbies that will hopefully lead to a heated debate. I'm your host, Sophia Coyote. Now I doubt you recognize me, as I'm always directing in the control room, but to make my parents and grandparents happy, I decided to give being in front of the camera a try. Let me introduce our newest members of Unstoppable. We have Yasser, who is a senior from Saudi Arabia, and Summer, who is a junior from San Diego. Let's start with some GW sports. Out of all GW's fall sports, which is the most promising?
I've got to go with the women's basketball team here at GW. You know, it was actually the first stats of a sports team I heard about when coming here. I've heard their games can have a pretty good turnout, and I don't think women's basketball gets nearly enough recognition compared to other sports leagues in the industry. They've got their first game a month from today, and I'm wishing them the best of luck and hopefully a strong start to the season.
Nice. I'm actually saying the men's water polo. They have been on a 13-game streak. Can you imagine how impressive is that? Some impressive individuals of the team include the goalkeeper, Luca Castorina, who won Best Player for the Week in the Mid-Atlantic Water Polo Conference and won the GW Student Athlete of the Week. Theodoros Patterson also got GW Student Athlete of the Week. These players won that award back-to-back weeks. Nick Schroeder earned the conference's Defensive Player of the Week. Last year, the team only placed 3rd in the conference, and currently they are the first team with 0 losses. Stats: 7 wins, 0 losses so far in the conference. They won 11-9 against the Bucknell University, the 2nd place, and they are playing them again tomorrow. 1 week later, they are facing Fordham, which should be one of the toughest matches for the team.
Now that's a tough one. Yasser brought straight facts about water polo, while Summer, you support women's basketball with good reason. Now, I think I'm leaning more towards women's basketball just because I did live across the hall from 4 of them last year, and we became pretty good friends. So I'm going to award this point to Summer. Congrats on winning the first one. Baseball has been heating up, and the World Series is not that far away. What teams do you see in the World Series, and who do you have winning it all?
Well, for me, I am going with the New York Yankees and the St. Louis Cardinals. For the Yankees, Aaron Judge, I wouldn't be naive and say he's single-handedly carrying the Yankees, but it's morally encouraging when you have a player who breaks a world record every few games. Take him out of the equation and his incredible 11.5 F4 during the season, and the Yankees would still be ranked 4th offensively in the American League with 23.6. That's how scary their team is. All of their other stats are scary too, both offensively and defensively. They had 6 players in All-Stars this year. For the Cardinals, the Dodgers and Braves are known for blowing up big chances like these. It's just in their nature at this point. On the other hand, the Cardinals are a clutch team. They somehow managed to defy odds more than they should. Also, they got one of the relatively easier starts by facing the Philadelphia Phillies. That's when they start to build up momentum, and they will continue through some upsets against the Braves and then the Dodgers or the Mets, and it just works.
You make some good points, but I just transferred from San Diego, and even though statistics are saying they've got a 1% chance of winning according to 538 MLB predictions, I've still got to support my team, so I'm betting on the San Diego Padres. Everyone loves an underdog, and you know they're one of 6 teams that have never won the World Series. But it's also the Padres' first trip to the playoffs in a full-length season since 2006. And we just got Juan Soto from our DC team here at the Nationals. And they won the World Series as a wild card team in 19. So I think if anybody can pull it off, it's the Padres. I know all my friends back in San Diego are rooting for them. But the LA Dodgers have definitely been a challenging competitor for us this year. So I'm guessing if we pull off making it to the World Series, it'll be against them. So my pick is the San Diego Padres and LA Dodgers. It's a pretty wild game as well. The streets are pretty much flooded when this matchup plays in San Diego due to all the LA fans coming down and the Padres fans showing up for their home team.
Summer, you chose a team with a 1% chance of winning. And plus, I'm a New Yorker, so how am I going to go with the West Coast here? You know, get me my coffee, get me my pizza, get me my hot dog, and I'm good for a New York game. So, Yasser, you win this point. I'm giving it to the Yankees as well. As the rain and wind is picking up and does not look like it's stopping in DC, summer is officially over. We are into tests and a whole lot of homework and papers. So let's hear it. Fall or summer?
Oh, I'll be choosing fall for this one. Just think about it. Fall has the variety that summer can never have, can never even dream of having. You have cold days, you have hot days, so you are not just limited to one type of clothes, and you can drink hot chocolate and iced lemonade in the same day. What is there to do in the summer? Fall allows you to go hiking, camping, enjoying the more colorful and crunchy leaves. You have Halloween, you have Thanksgiving, and you have a lot more. What does the summer have? 4th of July?
Well, it's not just because my name's Summer, but I also grew up in Florida and have been living in California for the past 4 years. So literally the only season I've ever experienced is summer. Right now, I'm literally miserable and fall just started. The other day, I asked my friends what was an acceptable temperature to start pulling out the mittens, scarves, and thermal jackets, because for me, it's anything below 60. So summer all the way. Nothing beats beach days, and we might not have any holidays, but we got 3 months off school.
Now, you both have good points on fall and summer. Fall, you can layer clothing, change up your style a little bit, and also Halloween is during the fall, which reminds me of decorating my front yard with my dad every year. So those are some really great memories. But summer, it's like, how could you go wrong? It's the summertime, it's hot, you can go to the beach, tan, swim, throw the football around. But in the end, I'm gonna have to say it's a tie. Just because I can't choose. I love being back at school with my friends, but I also love being home with family and friends in the summer, so let's call it a tie.
Okay, I guess I'll take it.
Congrats to both of you. Now, that's it for Hot Takes for this episode. Let's get back to Alex and Brittany.
We hope you enjoyed our first episode back, and we hope you tune in every month for our upcoming episodes this season.
And don't forget to raise high.